Welcome back to Pour TV. So we're off on a road trip today. How exciting!
We're going to visit a pub and check out the beers they do, and yeah, give you guys some feedback. So yeah, I'll speak to you again in a sec.
Yeah, let's get it on the road.
Just to be able to get underneath that. Beef deliveries. Good. Welcome back to Pour TV and Pour Some More. Today we're at the Swan in Enford. We're going to pop inside, check out some of the beers they do, etc. Find out about how they store the beers, where they get them from, that kind of stuff. A little bit about the pub, and yeah, let's go and take a look. You like pubs, don't you?
I love pubs.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll go inside. Right, welcome back to Pour TV. Made it inside the pub. This is Pete. Hello, Pete.
Hi there.
Nice to see you again. And Pete's just going to talk us through some of the beers they do in the pub. It's quite a good selection. What have you got there? So five hand pumps. So how do you choose which ones to get?
We're quite random with them, so we try and keep as many of them circle as possible. So Three Daggers, we always have Three Daggers on. One of their beers from Eddington.
Yep.
Really good brewery. They have their own farm shop and everything, and their own pub, and they brew everything on site.
Okay.
So we tend to use them. Locals really like it. Hopback, Salisbury.
Yeah.
Really good beer. Again, relatively new in the pub, which we were talking about earlier on. Never noticed them, didn't know they were there, and now good beer. People like them.
Oh, you said Crop Circle as well.
And Crop Circle is a really good, yeah. The Hooking Good is very similar to the Crop Circle actually. It's a good pint. I'm not afraid to go a little bit astray and all, so like Yeovil Ales, we use them, and obviously Otter Ale from Devon. Again, really good supping beers. We don't use them all the time. We sort of fluctuate with all of the beers.
And is it driven by your customers? Do they sort of dictate?
Very much so. Yeah, most of the beers are all driven by all the customers.
Yeah.
They pick and choose what they want to drink in here. So we let them have pretty much a free reign. And if they come up with a new one that they want us to try, then we put it on there and give them a go with it. If it sells, brilliant. If it doesn't, we don't put it in again.
Cool. Another local one at the end there, plain ales.
Plain ales, yeah, we use a lot of plain ales. At the moment we've got the Port Stout on. First time we've had it in the pub. Really good sell. Obviously with a bit of a cold spell going on, it's the right beer to have in.
Winter warmer sort of type thing.
Very definitely.
So there's any port in that one?
Yeah, and,
okay.
it's got a really good strong taste of the port running all the way through it. So it is what it says on the label. It's really good.
Right. So Pete, how long can you keep the beer for? You know, it's all barrel beer.
So on the cask beers, we can only keep them up to 10 days on tap. After 10 days, they start to disintegrate, and then you just don't get the full flavours. And you find them going really vinegary.
Yeah.
Optimum 7 days. We're really lucky here. We have a turnover, and none of these beers are on any more maximum 5 days. So
that's obviously a good sign.
Yeah, really good sign. And unusual for a small book to have 5 handfuls and be able to turn over that amount of ale so quickly.
And in terms of temperature, what's the temperature that to be kept at?
Between 11 and 15 degrees.
Okay.
But at the moment, there's a campaign starting where they're now saying the trend is they want beers colder, which benefits us because it will keep for slightly longer. But it's a relatively new campaign that's just starting out with that. So I'm for it, by the way. I prefer it to be colder, but that's my preference.
Yeah, I think there's a sort of balance to be had there, isn't there? Yeah. Sometimes it can be almost too cold and take away the flavour because it's so cold in your mouth. Yeah. So that temperature of beer is quite sort of key.
But by the time you get it through to the line, and once it's into the pint, you'll find that temperature rises quite quickly anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. And talking of the line and so forth, you must have a cellar here. Can we go and take a look?
Yeah, by all means, it's going to.
Excellent. Okay, so welcome to Pete's Cellar. Block out that light if I can. Quite busy in here. There's not a lot of room. There's a lot of beer, but I guess that's the whole idea. So tell us a little bit about how you store the beer and stuff on Pete.
The beers, any of the cask ales, we have them wrapped.
Yeah.
Until we need them, then we'll tap and spile them, get them ready to go. Again, we need about 12 hours for them to settle. Obviously, the filings in there, we've got to make sure we don't keep clean beer, so we just let them settle naturally.
Yeah, great.
Before we do any tapping. Again, temperature-wise, we keep the temperature between 11 and 14 degrees. At the moment, we're doing something called venting in the cellar.
Okay.
So it's making sure there's no gases in here. So a little bit chilly today, so the temperature's dropped very quickly. You probably noticed that yourself.
I can feel it's cold in here.
But the system we have put in place here enables us to warm the cellar up really quickly and get it back to its optimum. Brilliant. In the summertime we can reverse that, so it can become a chiller, and we can get it back down to its temperature. Obviously in the summer it can get to about 25 degrees in here.
Yeah, sure.
So we need to really just measure that temperature all the time.
Brilliant.
On the beers we have them all because we have such a long pull from the cellar to the bar, we have a system put in here so we don't get any drawback or pullback in the evening when we leave. So we switch all of this off so the ale stays in the cask. It's actually beneficial for the ale too, because it will keep in its natural state rather than holding down there and we're wasting more pints pulling it through, so we get a clean ale back through.
Makes sense to me. Great.
So 1651 is the original part of the building where it was a coaching in.
Yep.
And again, if you go outside just above the porchway, you can see we've left a little bit of brickwork. You can see where the old doorway was, as the stable block was.
Okay.
You've got the two original beams there. Part written now 1722, dated precisely when we had the cob taken off and the new cob put on. We found a little tiny pipe. With a little note from the builder that actually done the building work. Okay. And also
like a time capsule, but different.
Yeah, just in a clay pipe. Yeah. And then obviously we found a plaque underneath the cob, which was again 1722.
I can see that.
And that's an original plaque from the Royal Sun Alliance fire insurance.
Neat.
And then the next part of the building is the snug room, which is 1840s. Okay. And the last part is where the kitchen is now, and that was 1960. And it was that part was built just before it got listed status. So now the whole building, from start to finish, is Grade 2 listed on.
We've spoken a lot about the beers and so forth. I know you've got a good selection of gins in particular, gin being particularly sort of popular at the moment. Any sort of special ones there that you'd sort of going down well at the moment?
They're all going down well with different customers, so they're all specialists. Gordon's unfortunately doesn't do what it used to do. No. But again, Tarquin's, a Cornish gin, is very, very popular. We have one from Yorkshire called Mason's Gin. That is extremely popular. Okay. The tea gin that we get from them is just we get it in and it sells within 2 weeks, and you can bottle that in 2 weeks. But again, we've got non-alcoholic gins now which are coming through. Oh yeah. Which are really popular. Which ones are those? So we've got Seedlip.
Oh yeah, Seedlip.
And they do two. So we've got that one there, and then another one which is just sold out. But really, really popular. A little bit more expensive to drink. Because they still is just a little bit more specialist with that. Great. Again, we've got local gins on there too. We've got Brownsbury gin. Again, everything that's in that gin is produced off their land. So just outside Marlborough. A really, really good gin. They also do a very, very good vodka. So
excellent stuff. And I know, you know, to keep the sort of momentum going, you do sort of a number of sort of different things throughout the course of the year. I was fortunate enough to come to a wine tasting you did, what was that, a couple of weeks ago?
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
And Swan Fest, I've been to a couple of those.
Yeah, well, Swan Fest is now an annual thing, so kind of a bit of a mistake, and it's kind of grown from there. It takes a lot of, with a bit 10 live bands, and again, we try and make sure that 90% of the ales are very local.
And you got a date in for this year?
24th of August.
Excellent.
Marston's, we use Marston's too for the lags and everything else, and they support Swanfest really, really well. So they provide us with all the equipment, and we kind of help them out a little bit, and we put a couple of their beers on, so we can promote them too. They don't charge me for all the equipment, and they set it all up, and they spend a whole day here setting it all up.
Brilliant.
It's really good to work with them.
It's nice to be supported in that way.
Yeah, I mean, we're a free house, so we don't really need to use them, but they're a good company to work with, and why not? You know, they can all have a bit of the pie. Yep. And that's what we try and do.
Okay, good. And of course, it's not all about drink necessarily in the pub, well, not in this pub. I know you do a good range of food and so forth. Yeah. Bit of chefing yourself, I understand.
I do most of the chefing, yeah. With the food, we make it all on site. It's really important, and everything that we buy here comes locally. So the meat, the veg, everything is as local as we can get it. Yeah. And it all comes within a 25-mile radius. So, brilliant. And it all comes with guarantees that it is from that distance. And it's nice to again support the smaller businesses rather than the big companies. And that's what we try and do here.
Fantastic. Well, that just about sums us up for our little tour of the Swan in Enford. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour around, and just remains to say thanks to Pete. Thanks, Pete, very much.
Thank you.
And
thanks for your time. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, like the others, then you know, please follow us, subscribe, etc. And we'll continue making the content. Cheers. Let's pour some more.